The internet has been going crazy talking about Lauren Murphy's defeat to Jessica Andrade at UFC 283. After the match, Lauren's face was bloody and swollen. She was virtually unrecognizable. But what happened for her to get to this point? Obviously, things weren't all that great for Lauren. Andrade dominated Lauren and scored 231 noteworthy strikes, making it a lopsided contest. That's literally a new flyweight record. Jessica was seriously on fire, and it showed, as Murphy's face was bruised, swollen, and bleeding. It was no shock when the judges unanimously ruled in favor of Andrade, but the difference in their scorecards was insane. Andrade got a couple of rare 30-25 cards, while one judge gave her a 30-26.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-25, 30-25, and 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jessica Andrade.
Even though Murphy put in an extremely valiant effort to stay for the duration of the full fight, the heavy defeat was a tad bit embarrassing. Lauren brushed it off like a champ though. Addressing her fans after the fight, she said that her time in Rio had been absolutely fantastic, besides the 15 minutes in the ring, of course. She acknowledged that the fight was a beatdown and that it didn't go the way she imagined, but she maintained a positive, forward-looking attitude. Murphy summed it up by saying that sometimes S goes down, adding that she'll learn from the fight and get better. She gave a lot of credit to Jessica, as she called her an insanely tough opponent, but said that the experience would make her a better athlete and human. Addressing her injuries, she added that she's holding up okay, although she has a busted-up nose and her head needs rest. That's why Lauren said she'll be taking some time off to rest and lick her wounds. The UFC champ ended off by saying that her adult life has been a dream, and sometimes she has to pay for that dream. After all, it was this dream that still kept her in the ring, despite the fact that Jessica was dominating her. There's a reason Lauren stayed despite everything. She was determined to win the UFC title.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why I asked for this fight. It's definitely a tougher fight than my last one. It's like a bigger mountain to climb. It's a bigger bite to chew. So it just presented a whole different style than what Misha presented, and just a different kind of challenge. And it's a hard one, and that's what I want, so that when I do get back to the title, I'll feel confident and I'll have that experience. And for me, it's all about taking those challenges and seeing how far I can go and seeing what I'm capable of. And she just happened to be the perfect person in the perfect place at the perfect time.
And to really appreciate the passion with which she wanted to win, you have to look at her journey so far. The boxer was well on her way to her second title shot, but she suffered a heavy defeat to Valentina Shevchenko on the first attempt. After making intense changes to her training regimen, Lauren jumped back with an impressive win against Misha Tate. After that, she shared the 4th spot in the division. Jessica, on the other hand, wasn't far behind at number 6. The fight between them was the best way to determine who the next title challenger would be, and of course, Lauren was devastated that it wasn't her. Before the match, she appeared in an interview and talked about why defeating Jessica was so important to her. After the heavy defeat against Valentina, Lauren wanted to show the world just how far she had come and how much she had improved. And true, she had done a great deal of that when she defeated Tate, but dominating Jessica would be the nail in the coffin. Lauren wanted to prove that she could handle the pressure of fighting former UFC champions. After all, she'll be doing a lot of that if she wants to be a successful title holder. If she seeks out these kinds of challenges, not only will it improve her skills, but it will also boost her confidence. Murphy recognized that beating Jessica wouldn't guarantee her a second title. After all, nothing is guaranteed when you're in the UFC, but she did acknowledge that it would be a big step in the right direction, which is why she went through an impressive amount of training. She even changed up her training regimen after losing to Valentina. Instead of moping around when she lost the opportunity to claim UFC gold, Lauren learned from the defeat. She reassessed her training regime and figured out what she needed to do to move forward in her career. Murphy came to the conclusion that her current regime just wasn't working for her and decided to incorporate some massive changes, one of which was packing up her bags and moving to Denver. The boxer has been pretty vocal about the fact that she's happy with her decision. She explained that she now has a healthcare team that looks after her, including a good nutritionist and endocrinologist, who have reportedly helped her recover from serious health issues. But that doesn't mean she's missed out on the opportunity to praise her coaches. She explained that her new coaches hold her accountable and hold her to a very high high standard. They give it to her straight and aren't trying to be her friends or win her affection. And I'm sure I don't need to explain just how important constructive criticism can be in sports. You need coaches who are hard on you and let you know when you've messed up. But perhaps the biggest change in her training is the fact that in Denver, Murphy can go up against high-level female athletes. Back in Houston, she would often compete with males, which didn't give her a realistic look ahead of her fights. Murphy said that training with women not only improves her skill, but also leads to a massive boost in confidence. In fact, before the fight with Jessica, Lauren was confident she would win. In an exclusive interview leading up to her match with Jessica, the boxer said she felt great and like everything was on point. After all, she'd practiced hard and put in a lot of work. Lauren explained that she'd understood what the game plan was for this fight, and now it was just a matter of execution. In hindsight, it was devastating to see her lose so badly, especially when she was so vocal about her new training regime and placed so much trust in it.
I haven't really thought much about what Jessica's going to do. Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter what she's going to do. She can play whatever game she wants. She's going to end up fighting my fight. So that's it. I just think about what I'm going to do, to be honest with you.
She told her fans that she was training at Elevation in Denver. They apparently have a great women's team, the best in the world according to Murphy, which leads to some intense competition. In a statement that seems extremely ironic in hindsight, Lauren ended off by saying, "There's no better way to go into a fight than knowing you can win, knowing what you're supposed to do, knowing it's going to work." Yikes. The poor thing had no idea what was coming for her. After the match, many took to social media platforms and shared their concerns about its utter brutality. Some fighters believed the match should have been stopped. Andrade dominated Murphy with punches and kicks in all 3 rounds, leaving Lauren a bloody mess by the time the final bell rang. Lauren seemed to take it well, and she even thanked her corner for not throwing in the towel and letting her stay for the duration of the match. She admitted that she thought the referee would stop the match in the second round, but revealed that the bell rang before he decided to. The boxer said she was grateful for the chance to keep fighting, but other expert onlookers thought the match was just too brutal. They criticized Lauren's team for not putting a stop to it. Professional boxers and fans alike believe that her team should have thrown the towel in. Talking to Twitter, Canadian MMA fighter Tanner Boser talked about how messed up the whole thing was. Andrade is a monster, and Lauren is one of the toughest humans alive, which made that even rougher, said Boser. Cub Swanson, an American fighter, seemed to agree, praising Lauren but criticizing her team for not ending the match sooner. Others were just too amazed by Andrade's speed and skill. Anyway, that's how Lauren Murphy suffered a brutal defeat to Jessica Andrade. See you in the following video.